So we're going to kick things off with Harry and Meghan because of the fact that it's their 3-year anniversary. But this couple, I would say, more polarizing than any other couple in the world. And boy, have they had a rough 3 years. So it all started with this huge storybook wedding, right? Costing a reported $45 million. Nearly 30 million Americans tuned in to watch. Since then, they've now left the royal family and are living in California. They also did that bombshell interview that we talked about with Oprah, right? Making a number of serious allegations against the royal family, which has divided the public. And now even some Americans like Sean Hannity are upset with the couple, specifically Prince Harry, for what he said recently about the First Amendment being, quote, bonkers. Take a listen.
Harry, we really don't need you coming from England to give us lectures on the First Amendment. And if you can't understand the importance of free expression and the importance of constitutional principles that allow for a free exchange of ideas and ideals and opinions that have made America the greatest country on earth, then maybe it's time for you to move to a place more compatible with your restrictive ideas.
And he is not alone. Let me tell you, we are getting in comments left and right, and I will share those comments. But before, what do you think about this couple? And why do you think they're so polarizing? Are you a fan? Go to dbovote.com. Tell us what you think. Erica, before I read some of these comments, because they are coming in fast, why do you think they're so polarizing?
Well, I think, you know, a lot of it is rooted in envy, and green isn't everyone's color. You know, you're talking about people who have been in the spotlight. There's a disparity and a huge wealth gap. It seems like they aren't exactly understanding what everybody else is going through, although they do take their time and actually spend time in less, let's say, underserved communities and countries. The other thing is the royals have been thrusted upon us for quite some time. It's very hard to go a day without getting an alert about what's happening in the palace, which is very strange to me. But I also think that there's a racial factor here as well. Obviously, we know what our racial components in history are, and we also know about England as well. So people who want to stop and say everything's not about race, no, everything isn't about race, but some things are, and this is one of them.
Yeah, it's admirable what they do philanthropically. Did I say that right?
You nailed that.
I tried to. Anyways, I didn't. But anyways, you know what I'm saying. I think we put too much weight on them, is what I'm trying to say, right? They're out there doing good in the community. We should commend them for that, right? We put all this weight on like they're the go-to face couple. I personally don't. We talk about them a lot. I don't think we need to. I don't find them that interesting as a couple, right? I'm not that into the royal family. I don't know that much about it. I didn't watch The Crown, and people who think they're educated on the royal family, their only education's from The Crown, so relax, like you read a book or something.
Totally.
So, you know, it's just, for me, I don't hate them, but I don't really admire them either. I admire what they do, like I said, philanthropically.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Yeah, you know what?
Came back.
Jeff, you know, we forget that the British had an empire. You know, they literally have the weight of the world. People really do look to this couple to fill a role. And I think when they didn't fill that role and they decided to act like human beings that weren't happy in the situation, I think people pushed back on that. And I think we're missing the bigger thing is that this is a much cooler princess story. Because, like, I tried to show my daughter Snow White, and she's like, why is she, or Sleeping Beauty, she's like, why is she on the floor? She's using a calming headspace app. Like, this would be a cool princess story. It's like, we don't like living like this. This is boring. We're going to L.A.
Well, some people have resentment that it doesn't fit into that so-called everyday Cinderella story. But let me read the comments, then we're going to move on. Rhonda says, Prince Harry, if you do not like our First Amendment, go back home. Helen says, perhaps he thinks the freedom of speech should be for hurt and upset royals with daddy issues only. Wow. And Betty says, this couple is always so thirsty for press, it reeks of money grubbing. I tell you what, polarizing for sure. There's also a lot of people supporting them, though, too. Final vote. Are you fans of Prince Harry and Meghan? 55% of you say no. I just don't get it, but that's okay. We can agree to disagree. Okay.
Can we all agree that Erica looks like the prime minister of a country I want to move to?
Or an ambassador of some
looks,
sorts.
You look, you are radiant today,
You look unbelievable, girl. Erica. Please. Yes.
Well, y'all stop. I'll pay you later.